Really? I have a CD of those. I didn't know that. Well, actually, that's probably more likely. Really? Who has any of them at all now? Eh? Oh. So even if it's loaded, although it was still spinning, I can't auto scroll. It's a little bit silly. However, what may do with that? There's people here. Where's that pick I was just going to use? Or the other one. Well, here it is. Okay. Hello. So I'm going to do some music covers. If you have any requests, free to put in the comments. And if there's anything that you, especially you want to talk about. Okay, so I just got to, okay, you left. You're like, I don't want music covers. Well, then you can get He didn't say that, but the leave makes me think so. Personally, I'd like to charge my phone a little bit longer too, but actually it's not charging now. It's being a bit finicky. Why isn't it charging? Just being wonky. Hopefully it continues to charge though, because tomorrow's supposed to be rainy, so we won't easily be able to go and get a new charger. It looks like it's charging now, so I'm very hesitant to do music. Oh no, it's just finicky. We can charge it upstairs though later, but at the moment somebody's utilizing that room. No, but it's very iffy connection here. It's one of those things where I have to hold the charger a certain way to get it to. So if anybody would like to talk I'm just about 3 minutes into the stream. If anybody would like to chat for about 20-ish minutes, then we'll do some music. I could get this up to hopefully 75% juice level. And yeah, that would be great. So if your comments show up in their line, I'm happy to look at them. Hello, Preston Kirby. How are you and where are you watching from? Welcome. Hello, Chris and Dip? Chips and Dip. That makes a bit more sense. I just had a very interesting, they called it like Fancy Nan, but they were more like a pita. And Amanda Warford, how are you? You're watching from Canada. I'm rolling from Canada. What part of Canada are you in? I don't think I've heard the last name Kirby before, but I've heard of Preston and I've heard of Kirby. Not often. They're kind of unique names, but yeah. And what about Chips and Dip and Amanda Warford? Where are you watching from? Oh, yeah. Okay. I'm closer to Edmonton-ish area. And I've only seen the airport of BC on the way to Australia. So is it everybody's first time here out of curiosity? Don't forget to like the video, subscribe, and yeah, I appreciate it. That one 4-1, but that might not be accurate. Anyway, I'd like to just be getting right into the music, but I have to let my device plug in a bit longer. Ireland. Is Ireland not flea free, or even free? Yeah, obviously there's more people here than the one at the top because 3 of you just commented within the past couple minutes. Thank you for the second like. Ireland is great, and Florida. Well, yeah, I don't know if there's another Florida other than in the States, but okay. I was just hearing that my friends in the UK go to Florida every year. I didn't realize that. So, does anybody have any song requests you'd like to ask of me, and I can add those into the repertoire for tonight? And also, yeah, is it your first time here? I mean, I certainly don't recognize most of your names in the. Oh, how come you're heading off, Preston? I'm sorry. Am I boring you or something? I've never understood the shout out culture, and you should want to sub because you like the content and that, which is wellness and doing music and stuff. But well, if you're able to, you're welcome to watch and eat at the same time. Anyway, T Productions, is that? What is that? Why are you saying 7910, Amanda? And can you see my car? I don't have one. Why do you assume that I have a car? Okay, thank you. And don't forget to like also T-Prods. And yeah, if you guys have song requests, feel free to put them in the comments. I don't know, I'm struggling to say that tonight because I seem to be seeing your comments, so they should show up, I would think. Also, it doesn't mean productions. Okay. Thank you for the like. What is 7910? Rockstar by I know of one or two songs called Rockstar, but I can't do that one because I've never heard of it. Thank you for the fourth like. I have a country song lined up, and I guess I would say a classic rock song. Again, I just like my device to get to 75% first. So, can I get a cigarette? First of all, I don't have one. Second of all, kind of far away. So, you certainly do any tone. The real King George III. Well, that sounds very posh and royal. And I understand. I only know one of them. I only know one of their songs. I could do it. I don't know. If I'm the band name kind of odd. I don't know it well. I'm trying to even remember what it's called. Oh, da 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 da. I'm having to hold my charger, and you know the charger on the bottom. But da 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 da. I'm gonna run you. Da 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 da. Obviously, I don't know the words very well. I've heard of them. I don't think I know any of their songs. I once saw somebody perform one of their songs many years ago. Then dated my girlfriend. Can we have a tour? So where are you watching from? Gunnar Moffats or Moffs? And even though my cord is long, my cord is at the moment being wonky, and I have to watch how I hold my device to keep it charging. So you'll see the place, you know, in my video. I mean, obviously, I stream from here. Last night I did a Note and About stream, but rarely. If that's what you mean. If you mean a musical tour, join a band, you know, and see what you can do with them. Thank you for the fifth like. And now we got 9 people watching and five likes. So working 9 to 5. A way to make a living, barely getting by it. I'm taking and giving. I don't know the rest of the words, but what can you do when 9 to 5 and you? I mean, I can maybe show you. I'm gonna go nuts because I'll just talk. Please listen to Coulter Wall. He is good, and if you listen, I will subscribe and donate a few bucks. Just want your opinion. Hawken McCarthy is a very cool name. I don't know why, Starla, you assume that I'm of that community, but yes, happy pride to those that are, and safe space here. Amanda World, do you want me to sub? I mean, that's up to you, you know. I would think you should. I would think it would make sense. Colt was very ironic, the name. Uh, I can't listen to him while in the stream, or while doing the stream, unfortunately. I don't know why you think I seem gay. And as long as you're not being rude, then, yeah, you never know on the internet, right? But I mean, I'm honestly not gay. And donate a few bucks. Yeah, right now, unemployment is a struggle for us in our home, but we do have a few side options. It's not a consistent income, but since the change, it's been good. As far as we're still waiting for our last payout on here, and that was like a month ago, maybe a little more than a month ago. So it's really taken a while. G said something the other day about getting an update on it, but I don't know if that means we got our payout. It doesn't sound like it. But yeah, hopefully you subscribe because you like the content, you like, me as the host, music that I do, whatever. Eleanor Rigby. Haven't heard it in ages. Mackenzie. Therefore, people. You seem very, 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 very. How so? Okay, Amanda, I'm not too sure where you keep September, but you seem to have became a troll. So, oh God, to catch up. I believe it's called Headley Song. Spam is lazy trolling. What do you mean by that? Oh, is it really? Can everybody hear it clearly and okay? It seems like to this point, mostly people have been able to. Can you hear me? The audio is not being too wonky. If it is, at any point, you can go in and come back, or go out and come back. I do have another device I could roll on, but usually this one's pretty good. And by the way, sorry for any advertisements. I don't know how to set them on the cell phone, which is what I have for streaming. So I have a feeling that all three that are here right now, I was talking to. Okay. What is a poesy? Isn't that a flower? Or is it poesis? In which case, what is that? And where are you watching from? Yeah, as long as the audio is mostly good, then I'll keep rolling on this device. Otherwise, I'll use the other one, which my signal's back to normal. But am I? No, just kidding. Okay. What are we at right now? We're still not quite 60%. So where are you watching from? And again, what is a poesis? I feel like you've maybe been that sounds like familiar. And Starla still here. Self-generating and sustaining. That also sounds a bit familiar. And what part of the world are you watching from? And do you think you've been on this channel before? Because yeah, as I said, familiar. You're in Texas. Okay, well, hello from Canada. Do you happen to know the band in Texas? They're doing quite well for themselves, but they're still kind of like, not super big name, called Olive Vox. Oh, you have? Okay, yeah, like maybe a few weeks. Cool. Once, I think, at least. Yeah, Olive Vox. Ever heard of him? And if you have any song requests, I don't know if you've made any, but we all have been here before. How can you assume that? I don't think that's the case. Be funny if all six of you have, but no, now you can say you have been, but you don't really know if other people have been here. I mean, funny that you think you do, though. That's, of course, your psychic. Who else do we got here? Tell us, quick. I don't know that band. Okay. Yeah, I forget what part of Texas they're from. Chapstick if you're curious, Chapstick if you're not. And the members are, he follows our channel. The members are Caden, Ben, and a couple other people. Columbus, I think, is what you're saying. Interesting. I know one of them has the same first initial and the same as my brother and the same last name. And if anybody knows indie music groups from a few years ago in Sydney, Australia, you might know my brother's old band. Anyway, the chatting is lovely. I'm appreciating it, but I also do want to get doing the music soon. So I think in the next maybe 5 minutes, I'll do so. I'm just a little bit worried with my old phone that if it's not at least 75 or 80 something percent, it might go off at 30 or 40, even though it shouldn't. So, yeah. With this particular phone, I can't remember if I've ever seen it do that, but that's not the point. I should just not check that because I'm going to need it shortly. Unless I'm on the piano. I'm prepared to do guitar covers. I can do piano, and if you all stay long enough, although that would probably be an hour-ish, then you can hear some classical piano from the other person in our home. I don't want to bend my charger. Tomorrow we're supposed to, well, there is another one, but it's in a room that somebody's playing music and doing fitness in right now. See, now it's not even charging. I might just have to hope that it's going to charge well. It's doing that thing where, I have to hold the charger in. It's just the thing that happens with chargers every now and then, right? And at the moment, it's not even registering at all, and I'm getting kind of annoyed by that. So, if this dies on us and we're having a good time and partying and you'll be able to tell, then I don't know if YT does it, but hopefully it will save the stream. I'm just trying to think of what the other person in the house who's using a laptop right now, what his is charged at. When I looked at it, it was at about 60, so pretty close to what this one is, but the battery might be a bit better. That is I don't know what his phone is. And mine is I don't know what mine is. We got it secondhand from a donation center, and it's a very good phone. It is a very good phone. I just never really paid attention to what it was. I think mine is an Android, a Samsung Android. I've had mostly Samsungs. What is my strength in songs I know? Interesting wording. Thank you for the 6th like. I know quite a variety of songs. I'm a little particular, and I don't know or like every song, but I do like a lot of songs. As long as it's not metal. In fact, I was looking up hard rock before I started stream, and YT was trying to tell me that the Journey song "Don't Stop Believing" was hard rock, so I wasn't believing that channel's word. Word. Anyway, yeah, hard rock, pop, country, classic rock, little bit of like jazz or rap fusion. Yeah. Do you really have that many these days? Wow. And that band I was mentioning, Gearling, they have a song called Apple Girls. I don't know what it means, but, and also, I had a very interesting apple maple apple that much. It sounded interesting and it certainly was healthy, but yeah, I'm not big about apples. Um, Mercedes Benz, I do not know that song. Janis Joplin, I've obviously heard of. I probably know maybe two or three of her songs, and I couldn't tell you what they are. Question Moody Blues. Heard of Moody Blues? Again, did they do Smoke on the Water? I used to do that one in high school, back when I kind of played bar chords. Fast Car, that's a possibility. And honestly, the chording and stuff would be the same, whether it's Luke Combs or Tracy Chapman. And in fact, they have a version together. Do you know that? And I think Justin Bieber has a version, doesn't he? Yeah, I could do Fast Car. And then I'll look at the other two that I have lined up. And yeah, if the other person in our home's phone had a higher charge than mine was when I gave it when he went upstairs, I'd say, like I say, I do think it holds the battery better. But anyway, Fast Car. Here we go. Not Fat Car, Fast Car. Might be fat. Now I put fast chords. Car chords. Car chords. And I'm really sorry, I have ADHD and Nights in White Satin. Alt rock, okay. Nights in White Satin, reaching the da, da, da. Da, 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 da. And I love you. Oh, yes, I love you. Oh, how I love you. Dog's so used to it. He's just relaxing. I was trying to think of a fancy word, but it didn't come to me. Okay, so here we go. Fast Car. You ready? Okay, good. So we'll do Fast Car. I'll do a name that tune. I'll do a country tune, and we'll go from there. Something just told me maybe ABBA. Okay. Sorry, my computer's being really slow to open this thing. It's not being very fast. But you've heard me singing a little bit, so hopefully you know I got it going on. Well, I'm waiting for it to open, and maybe it will if I just walk away from the computer for a moment. I'm going to top up my water with a bit of cold. And if it doesn't open yet, I can look at the ones that I do have open and then go back to it. That could work. Doesn't want to top it up in that water. I'll see what other one I got over here. Sometimes I collect them because I don't like them too warm. I can't do them too cold because of my teeth. Yeah, I remember when Fast Car came out in the summer of '90, I think. So it wasn't the summer of the other number. What was the song I was listening earlier to today? And it sounded like, I think it was a Shania song actually, but it sounded like I don't know, some rock song. Okay, Fast Car just opened. So I wish that my device was more charged. I should have been charging it while I was having dinner, and I wasn't thinking. Wasn't entirely aware that I was going to do a stream, but I should have realized, we're just staying in from the rain. Don't have any plans. Spent more money than I would have liked because delivery. And, okay, have I misplaced that pick again? Oh, come on. No more delays, right? Oh, here it is. Okay. Do you have anybody else musical watching? Or just music appreciators? Appreciators. Okay, so here's the cover of Fast Car. And I almost want to do Revolution. Yeah. Yeah, so I think I've got about 3 or 4 ideas now, so watch out. I've got ideas. Okay, here we go. Thank you for your patience, by the way. I listen to Eminem, Zaha Muhammad. You do play music, but not currently. How come not currently? And funny, in my previous stream, just before I started it, there's certainly one today. I think I've done two because it's been a very rainy day here. In my previous stream, there was an Eminem song, but I think opportunity can come more than once in a lifetime, but sometimes doesn't feel like very often. No, Revolution actually is Tracy Chapman, the one I'm thinking of anyway. But okay, let's do this. Here we go. Are you ready? Okay, good. Looks like there's only one of you here now, but I think that could be wrong. Who was it? You that asked for fast car? Prices. Okay, here we go. When you've been here before, I don't think you've heard me do music, have you? Well, you're about to. Here we go. Okay, so it says numbers here. This is the She just likes this song, or at least the original. You got a fast car. I wanna take you to anywhere. Maybe we make a deal. Maybe together we can get somewhere. Anywhere is better. Maybe make something. My son's got to prove. You got a fast car. Make this bigger. I got a plan to get out of here. I've been working at the convenience store. I managed to save just a little bit of money. Won't have to drive too far across the border into the city. Finally see what it's to be living. My old man took the bottle, that's the way it is. Since the body's too old for working, body's too young to love it. Mama went off and left him. Wanted more for life than he could give. Somebody's gotta take care of him. I couldn't do that, but I did. You give the compliments to him, just kidding. Yeah, that's something, right? You got a fast time, fast enough to fly away. You gotta make it tonight or every night and day. Yes, I remember This is chorded badly at this point. I remember when we were driving, fast like I was drunk, the city lights, and you're on my shoulder. I don't feel that I'm alone. Got a fast car, coming towards me. No real synergy yourself. Still ain't got the job. Never got the money that's good. I know things get better. If I work, I'll get moving. I'm about to shelter. Buy a big house and live in the suburbs. I don't know it. I've heard of them. Obviously, that's the sign. Thank you for the heart button. Come on here. I remember when we were driving in your car. It's so fast, felt like I was drunk. Drive safe. I am alone. I had a feeling like be someone, If you haven't liked it, please do. I appreciate it. You got a fast car. I got a job that pays all the bills. Stay out drinking late at the bar. See more of your friends than you do of our kids. Thought maybe together you and me would find. Thought maybe together. Sorry. I don't know what's better. We're together, you and I. Got no plans, going nowhere. Fast car, keep on driving. Yeah! Something like that. I've got to plug in my device while I'm looking at the comments and the next song, okay? He can't do Kyler Title. I thought you were asking if I could do. Why would you say I can't do? How do you know? How do you know I can't do? I don't know that one. Sing Falling by Harry. I don't know if I know that one either. But I feel like I probably know some of his music. Okay, I'm just going to look up the next song. Do what I do best. Well, that's music in general. Now, this song I definitely somewhat kind of relate to, so that might help me really sing it. But while we're waiting for it to open, I could do the other two I have open, but I'd really like to get my device up a little bit higher in the charge. So it dropped about 5% while I was doing that song. So, by the way, if you haven't liked yet, folks, please do, although I think maybe those that are here already have. And of course, I'm having to hold the charger in, and it's cramping my hand, which I need to keep good for the guitar playing. I'm very tempted to go and ask for the other device, which has been plugged in 70 something or 80% right now, to continue. It's just how many of you would promise to come back? You seem to be having a good time here, and you seem to be enjoying requesting songs. So, Pigs on the Wing, Pink Floyd. Don't know it, but that's not the first Floyd song I've been requested today, interestingly. I'll sing a little bit while I'm waiting for this song to open and got this plugged in, of what I do know. We don't need no education. Dun, 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 dun. Dun, dun, dun. We don't need no fucking control. Dun, 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 dun. Dun, 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 dun. I don't know the next line. Please forgive me. Dun, 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 dun. Hey, teachers, if you have to take a minute to shift, I think I know what you're saying by that. You'll hang out. Okay, I appreciate it. There's 3 other people here, and one of them I think is and the thing is this one's already built momentum. It's already got 6 likes, you know. So I'm just going to hope that my device behaves, and that if it does die, that it posts the video anyway. Otherwise, we're having fun while we're doing it, right? So here we go. It's annoying just to hold that charger in. Okay. Also, Autobraces, would you like to be a mod? I know Gunnar has been actively, Jen, you've only been here 1 or 2 other times, but if you'd like to be, it's helpful when I'm playing music, just in case. Standard mod. Could be with 1 time out, unless you really, really think we should manage the channel. That's the best you can try and do. Yeah, it's mostly when I'm playing music, trying to focus on that, or not on the screen. Otherwise, I usually got it. Okay, I appreciate that. You know, I'm pretty open minded. I don't mind a little bit of flirting and a little bit of eccentricism, but some people have more than a little bit. Now, where did my pick go? Well, ain't that annoying? You know, I was just utilizing it, right? Oh, here it is. Okay, good. I'll just go after the serious. Okay. So I don't actually know a lot of Tracy Chapman songs. I only know, I think, 3, and this is one of them. The other one is Guess, Guess, her other big classic after Fast Car. But this one, here we go. Same chords. Hey, hey. Here we go, here we go, here we go, here we go. Don't you know, talking about a revolution sounds like a whisper. Don't you know, talking about a revolution sounds like a whisper. Was standing on the line, crying at the doorsteps of the army of salvation. In time, and the unemployment line, sitting around, waiting for a promotion. Don't you know? Talking about a revolution sounds like a whisper. But people gotta rise up and get their share. Say, but people gotta rise up, take what's theirs. Don't you know? Gotta run, 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 run. Are you a country fan in Texas there, voices? Cause finally the tables are starting to turn. That phrase is about a revolution. Yeah, finally the tables are starting to turn. Talking about a revolution. Hold on. Talking about a revolution. I thought of a particular song when I asked, and now I forget what it was. Well, there's Luke Combs, promotion. And then it just repeats that part. Let me see if I can quickly remember what it was. Again, I'm going to do the phone plugging thing. Thank you for your patience with that. I'm going to hope I don't have to hold it in. Hank Williams is okay. Okay, right now it's plugged in, but the cord is on my leg. So if I move my leg, we could. Luke Combs. Do you like Luke Combs? And, what was the other one? Oh, Reba. Second time I've done her stuff today. See how quick this opens up? So you haven't said anything about my musicality, just saying I'm noticed, but you do seem to be happy to be here, so I guess that says it too. I appreciate your patience. I'm trying to open the next song. I do have another song open. I could go to that and come back, but I'd have to just do it audio, I think, because anything after mid-79s I don't consider country. Really? Reba's been around for a long time, but I don't know. Certainly sounds country. Fancy likes the fun song. Okay, this is not country, but while I'm waiting for the phone or for the thing to open, And I'm finding the lights kind of bright in here at the moment, but it'd be too dark with them off because it's getting dark and it was already cloudy outside. So, okay. This is not country, but after this one, I'll come back on screen with you for you. You said just to play music. What did you use to play, and why don't you still play? Thank you for your understanding about what happened, Pretty recognizable, actually, probably. Everything, sorry, to the second person, I'm just plugging my phone for a moment. We're going to do some Reba. We're going to do some Shania. We're going to do whatever songs you would like to request. Everything current in the last several decades is country rock, not pure. Well, yeah, I might agree with that. Okay. I'm tired of waiting for my phone to charge. 56%. Like I say, if it does what it should, it shouldn't die. Or I play guitar and piano. Wait a minute. I played my well, first of all, why played? Why not play still? Guitar. Okay. Got a piano over there. Brass. Started with trumpet, didn't like it in school. Then went to saxophone. Person I learned saxophone from actually passed away early January. Do you believe in the afterlife? I may have mentioned that last time we were here. I don't know. Also, do you post videos on your channel of any of your music? Flutes. I don't think you were here when the flutist in the house was playing, but different types of flutes and oscillators. Isn't that a type of engine? Hey, say goodbye. She held him close. She kissed his face. She said it just had to be this way. So my arm was sensitive to the guitar. So, and I actually think I had that around my arm because I have a fan near me. And are you in a band? Well, I'll just say this: no judgment. And you certainly got me curious when you worded it that way. Sorry, I'm just trying to slow down the scroll. Certainly have me curious, yeah. Say no judgment. And I hope you get back to doing music. And yeah, if you've posted it, I'd love to check it out. This would actually be a really good opportunity. Usually when I'm doing them on the cell phone, you know what? You understand that I've got to plug in the phone. You're the only one here at the moment, so I'm doing something. Gonna try to anyway. When doing this via the computer, I'm able to go to people's channels easier than when I'm just doing it via the phone and not on the computer. So, I think you may have told me what your job was. Looks like you're sticking to that. I don't know what to think about. I kind of am sometimes because that's pretty close to around when I was in high school, and I do miss those days. I know chord theory, like gatekeeping purist. What the heck is that? Anyway, so I want to open the chat up for this anyway. So, but yeah, since I have the computer connected in front of me, I can go to people's channels, like I say. But I'll do this song while I'm waiting. And no need to run up. It's just a special song to me because horses, my dad worked with them. Down him close against his face, said it just had to be this way. Yours is the heart I'll always keep. It's ironic. Oh, Lloyd, you play music as well? Welcome. Welcome here. No judgments here. Feel free to like. Give me my 7th like. I've just got my phone plugged in as I'm doing a musical cover. Thanks for interrupting. Just kidding. If you funny though, because of this lyric. Watch me riding the newborn sun, just like them horses. Wait, just down here. Your 7th like isn't showed up. Does not sound good to you? I'm just saying. I have confidence. I've been doing music all my life. I'm not trying to be egotistical or anything like that. But now, it's calling. Gonna take a walk where I can see. Turn my face to the western wind, and I'll be home again. If you, how about Darius Rucker, folks? Let me to be alive. Look in my eyes and open up the gate. Watch me ride beneath the newborn sun, just like the horses. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Good number too, right? Back on the camera. Just charging the device. Oh, just like the horses. She held his hand with one last breath. She walked to the front porch step, stared at the sky, tears on her face, and she swore she could hear him say, if you love me, don't you be afraid. Look in my eyes and open up the gate, and watch me ride beneath the newborn sun, just like them horses. Just like them horses. Just like them horses. Oh, just like them horses. So I don't see anybody saying anything about my locals. My local vocals. But I do see about three new people that just tuned in. So welcome, welcome. Telling my device telling me that it's slow charging. It's a long cord, so Geekkeeper is someone that is strict about how things are done. Well, I like to add my own twist to things, but you know, it's gotta sound good. That's the key, right? I'm not against three chords. I rock. I love it. Yeah, it's amazing what you can do with GDEC, even though that's four. There's a whole video about that, access of fun or something like that. But don't talk about diminished seventh or pin you on the wall with telling you that you can't say that. And I'm sure you're just joking. I mean, you know, they're bigger fish to fry, like. Pin me up like a poster boy. Just kidding. Chapstick if you're not. Diminished seventh or diminished major seventh. Just okay. Well, also, but if you're all about like chords and fanciness, wouldn't you like those fancy chords? Like, I live with someone who plays a lot of classical piano, so I mean, I'm sure there's diminished beans. You know what I mean? By the way, thank you for the seventh like. So, it's gibberish because there are no interval diminished sevenths. Yeah. The technicalities sometimes take the fun out of doing music. I don't focus too much on them for the most part. But how long have you been musical? I feel like G, the other person in the home, may argue that. Or maybe not. Maybe I don't know what I'm saying. I'm saying that, by the way, that chords are named diminished seventh phase, no meaning. The diminished seventh is a myth. So, Lloyd, you sound like you're musical as well. I would like to check out your all's channel, so I'm a do so. Also, is there any life advice that you would like to get these days? Anything that you're kind of stressed out about in your life other than diminished sevenths? Because I do some life coaching as well. That's something I've noticed, and I don't know how to. I meant to look before I started to see if there was an option to display live chat afterwards, because I feel like there is, but sometimes I forget to select it on the chat, because when I did earlier, you know, it was viewable and, you know, playable just fine, you know, the setting wise and everything, but it did not show. Keep on rock. Oh, Taylor, you're back. Now, you are someone, it sounds like, oops, I thought I almost hit something there. Don't forget to give a like. I appreciate it. You are someone. Did you know that? Just kidding. Welcome back. You've been only in here briefly the last couple of times, but we're amongst three musicians, four, counting me, five if you count the one upstairs doing a fitness routine right now. But I have a feeling, and if I'm wrong, then I can easily close a tab. I have a feeling that all three of you, oh, sometimes I get a good feeling that all three of you, I said I only knew the chorus of that, by the way, unless you're just saying the phrase, and don't forget to give a like, have videos of your music posted, and I'm really looking forward to, and hopefully you're actually in them, like not just your hands and your knees and your instrument. You know, although I'm sure that the hands and the knees and the instrument are lovely. I want to see your faces. You get to see mine, yo. I don't know if that's a blessing or not, but oops, I meant augmented seventh. My bad. Diminished seventh is real. Augmented seventh is octave. Well, therefore, it sounds like it's a thing. It's a thing. A thing. I just want to take, okay. Now Taylor. Okay. It's funny how, and I don't know why, I've known two Taylors in my life, one female, one male. One of them I knew when she was a toddler, actually. She's in her, and Christy, she's in her probably 20s something now, got married, this and that. She is blonde. And the other guy I worked with was also probably in his 20s or 30s at the time. 20s, I think. He was a bit younger than me. And you look like neither of them. Interesting face you make in there. Doesn't look like you have any music posted yet, but it looks like you wanted to post for a while. Yeah, I would not have. You look like somebody famous, and I can't think of who. And then we've got, oops, accidentally opened it twice. And then we got, okay, nice white wig. And is that just a regular robe or is that some sort of martial arts thing? Oh, you're on Long Island. Have you ever ran into Teresa Caputo? You definitely have some content by the looks of it. But that's you in your cover photo, I guess. Okay. And then Otto. No content. Nothing even about augmented and the other one. But just going by your picture, I'm not too sure what that's supposed to look like, but you look like the type that would talk about something like that. You haven't. You haven't what? Oh, you haven't. Have you heard of her though? You must have, eh? I don't know if she still got her TV show. Okay, so we got 7 of you here. After all that yammering, I'm still only at 56%. I've been teetering between 56 and if you haven't liked it, please do, 56 and 60%. So, but to the music, hey? I used to play jazz, and jazz musicians don't tolerate slight terminology. Posted. And what's this top secret job? Are you a secret agent or a stripper? No, just kidding. I'm sorry. Look past the joke if you don't like it, please. Some of them are lamer than others. But I think it was pretty brilliant, if I do say so. Taylor, are you still there? Or did you die? Or did something come up for you maybe? I don't know. Anyway, yeah, I'm not big about jazz unless it's fusion. Where I used to live is having a jazz festival right now, or it may have just finished. I've had a dog named Jazz, not a bird, and I have a smoky jazz voice sometimes, so you know. But anyway, I also sound like Darius, so here we go. Not intentionally, but. And Taylor, if you are still here, interestingly, you heard me do the other one I have lined up earlier today. Maybe I won't do it right now. Nontk. Nautic. I really wish that you guys were local and in the room actually right now, because it'd be so cool to jam with you guys. Although I must say, Poisis, you strike me as the type in person that'd be like, wait a minute, that didn't sound right. That was an augmented something. Maybe a little less British, but you know. From the top, everybody. No. I'm deconstructing the system of reality currently. It's classified work. That sounds like science. Classified as a rapper. Somebody said something about Eminem. Yeah, you have me very, very curious, but I don't know what that means. That could mean so many different things, really. Anyway, I appreciate that you guys are here chatting. I don't know if you find me more enjoyable to chat with or listen to. You haven't really said anything about my music, but you know, it's one of those times where you guys are staying, and I have confidence enough and have been doing music enough. I don't really need someone to validate that I'm good. It's always nice to hear it, but now at this point, I'm asking for it, so don't worry about it. But you know, um, I guess maybe I guess what it is there are times in my life when I haven't heard it as much as I've needed to, or haven't. Yeah, and I'm not getting out there with the music very often. So I guess that's the best I can explain it. But this song explains why I'm still doing music, pretty much. System Human Phenomena Observer. System Human Phenomenology. This would probably be very interesting to G, even though he's a bit more of an introvert, but not really. If that's another fancy way, musically technical way of saying human behavior, I'm with you on that. If we're not trying to understand people's behavior, I mean, we still might struggle in life sometimes, but then we're very unaware. We're very not really trying to fit in the world. Of course, sometimes you just want to fit in your own bubble too, right? So I don't know. But I'm glad that you've joined me in mine. And what will you be playing next? So I've got a Darius Rucker song opened. I've got a Shania song open. And then if it suggests ones underneath, I might do that too. Thanks for letting me know, by the way. I'm going to start again. Yeah, I have a bit of a headache. I think it's the light. It's certainly not the music playing. It's not like I'm playing shredder music or anything like that. What kind of guitar did you have, by the way? And flute. Yeah, like I say, I live with a flutist. Middle Eastern, Irish, Pan. Yeah. Human behavior is surface and shallow scope and scale of human wholeness. Not the way I look at it, man. If you're a man, or either way, not the way I look at it. I mean, anything can be very general, or most things anyway, or very deep and have a lot of depth, depending on how you look at it. I think that I can explain a lot of human behaviors, but I don't think that it's a small topic by any means. If you're talking about human needs, basic human needs, yeah, there's not all that many, but thank you for the 8th mic, by the way. But other than that, yeah. Here we go. Never was the biggest or the fastest guy. Never hit a home run. Most times, exactly most things that I should have. 2 or 4. It was early. It wasn't weird. I don't know what these are. I'm going to start again in a moment. I have lotion on my hands and my pick is sliding. Electric and classical. Cool. This is neither. So I'm glad that you are listening to it. I don't think it's steel strings. It might be nylon. I don't know. These have been on here for a while. And I think we got it from a donation center and they were already on there. My other one it's even older and it goes out of tune even more. I feel like those are nylon strings too. Danny Z. I remember you and I remember your picture. It has been a few months. How are you? What have you been up to? I mean, maybe that's a loaded question since it's been a few months, but where have you been? Might be a better way to put it. All my life, where have you been? Anyway, where have you been all my life? So, I'm just being goofy as well, but seriously, Otto Pisces, by the way, are you into pop music? I know what I think the answer is, but I'm not going to presume. It's like, as long as I know augmented this and that. I'm just playing. He didn't used to use auto tune. Didn't like to use it. But didn't like it, but lately has been. Ugh. Never was the biggest fool past the sky. Never did I know run the game was time. If I'm not early, there was gonna be a doctor or a CEO. So I think she believed in me. I went higher on the mountain to leave my finger too. I tried to stick out from the crowd. Sometimes I just stuck out on me. So I say, I wasn't cool enough to be a leading man. It took me forever just to hold her hand. By the way, I know we're the same time zone, even though I'm in Canada. Just saying. First time that we kissed, I love you. But I wasn't brave enough to stay in love you. So I sang and I played every note that they believe. I love her with everything, but I couldn't think of anything to say. So I say, no one believed me as much as that. She worked overtime to buy my first child. When the Eagles called him home, I asked if I would be. There's just no word to say how much it meant to me. So I sang it well with my soul, and I played out the tired blues. Those were his favorite songs, but I thought would get too long to sing. So I said, does it look like anybody's still here? But I'm thinking that's inaccurate. That's what I'm thinking. Either that or things have came up and people's phones have died. I will wait to confirm though before I read that next comment. Although I will say, you see, yeah, I do. I mean, we all have to be, and I do and don't think you seem to be, but we all have to be, or we should try to be at least a little bit, you know, where it's like I feel like you're very particular about phrasings, about, you know, yeah, you just, yeah, you know, just say it. Behavior definition of the actual discipline of behavior is only what can be visibly observed in active behavior. Visibly, audibly, the consciousness has nothing to do with it. Don't think I agree with that, but okay. What on earth is that? What on earth? Danny, I have questions about one of your videos. But also the Canadian Grand Prix. Are you Canadian? Well, folks, I only had one other song lined up. I do want to plug in my device soon. At least plug it in and wait for maybe 20-ish minutes for G to come downstairs and then tickle the ivories. Danny and Autopoiesis, are you there? And are you square? I'm a bit occupied. I can take my time falling asleep. I'm hesitant to take. I can't use muscle rub on my mild headache, right? And I'm slightly hesitant to take Tylenol anymore because, well, they say it does things to your organs, and especially if life is improving. It's been okay. In some ways, it's really been meh. But if life's improving, and I kind of want to keep my organs in good health, and I've been eating a bit better, so language and word choice is extremely important. You know, the person I live with is a lot like that, but I don't want to say laid back because I want to say you probably are, but like it's a good quality. But language and, you know, we're all our own individuals, right? We're all our own individuals and we express the best that we can. You know, some people have autism, some people have other things that make it difficult for them. And, you know, that's what's nice is the individuality of people, you know. But you know, behavior means behaviorism. But that being said, I am very much about psychology. I'm very much about, you know, the human condition, and that we should all want to understand it as people, you know, and as people with people in our lives, right? So.
Oh, our create shorts? Is this how this works? Ugh. Oh, so disgusting. Oh, our create shorts? Is this how this works? Ugh.
Okay. Not sure what to make of that. Who does he look like? Kurt Cobain. I'm going to go with Kurt Cobain. He didn't tell me any he's heard, so Kurt Cobain it is. And I don't know if, well, almost looks like Autopoiesis left. I hope I didn't offend you with my word choice. You know, if so, you might be kind of used to not gelling. I mean, none of us are going to gel with everybody, but I don't accept ambiguous language. It's upsetting and sort of insulting to me. What, are you saying that I did this? How so? Or are you saying in general? Are you now? When I say that people have autism, you know, there are those that have a hard time communicating, you know, as in depth as others, and then there are those with high functioning autism, and I am on that spectrum, who are maybe a bit more sensitive to these kind of things, and you know, yeah. Never meaning to insult, though. That's for sure. I'm just looking at one of the viewers' channels. I think he's in a music group. Okay, I better stop browsing that one. I don't know if I'm seeing what I think I'm seeing with that, but I'm saying this is me, and these are my boundaries. I don't feel hurt or feel angry. Just, okay, 1 minute. I'm saying this is me. These are my boundaries. Yeah, okay, so let me first see if we define, I mean, again, it's one of those words that can have multiple definitions. Boundaries is often an excuse that people use to avoid, I understand, possibly conflict, because, you know, why would anybody like that? Some do, but to avoid actually dealing with or to avoid you know working things out with somebody, like, oh, you've crossed a boundary, I mean, some people do, this is the thing. And I think that it also, yeah, different people have different boundaries, um, some have more than others, and honestly some people I don't think even know their own. I mean, and I'm sometimes one of those people. um, I don't feel hurt or feel angry. Just ambiguity makes me very uncomfortable. Now, I know the word ambiguity. I promise I do, but I don't remember what it means. You'd be so kind as to tell me how you define it, and that'll help me to, yeah. Is that plugged in? Nope. It is, but it's not registering it. Which is really very annoying. Sorry about this, folks. Okay, I don't know if we're gonna. I might, She just loves this fitness so damn much. I think I'm too distracted waiting to find out what exactly. If I was to define ambiguity before I cut ambiguity, it's a fun word, really, isn't it? Before I come back to the screen. Oh gosh, I don't know. I definitely have heard the word. It doesn't usually confuse me when I've heard it used, which isn't often. I think it means vague, does it not? Ambiguous, vague. Does it make sense? I think. Boundaries mark my presence and domain, and I don't say that you don't have your own domain with boundaries. I guess, yeah, that's what they do. Um, well, you know what? I'll say this. We all are unique in how we communicate, and I feel like you have a kind of unique way of communicating. Not like super super unique, but kind of unique. A lot of people wouldn't get into logistical stuff like you are. A lot do, but anyway. So yeah, no, I mean, I appreciate it. Um, Maybe I don't know if I'd receive it differently if it wasn't after 10 at night, but I don't know. Life can be tiring sometimes, and sometimes, the brain is just burnt out and, not able to sometimes grasp things in certain ways. Boundaries, I don't say that you don't, and I don't say that you don't have your own domain with boundaries, but language is something that is shared. Like, hey, there's no conflict. I don't do conflict and drama. Neither do I. And I don't think that you're saying that that's what we have here, but I think you're just stating. But again, ambiguous. What does this word mean again? Say, I've heard the word. I almost feel like a sentence I could use is it's an ambiguous statement about ambiguity. And I think that statement makes sense grammatically. Again, I believe that without looking it up, that ambiguous means vague. Therefore, my sentence made sense. At the end of the day, it's just a fun word, right? You're like, it is not. It's a very important word. No, no, but it is a fun word. You must admit. You've got to admit. You have to admit. Anyway. You don't? I'm sorry. I'm doing. I don't know why you're saying absence though. Well, you don't see a dog because you didn't at the time. Sorry, the way he's laying against the arm of the chair. It's a paw. It is a dog. Okay, absence. I don't see a dog. Sometimes I'm very literal. Ambiguity. I don't know if that's a dog. Have you been a language pathologist, a linguist in your life? And if you don't mind me asking, again, no judgment at all, are you on the autism spectrum? So I feel like this is a sequential thing as well. You're like, you don't see a dog if you don't see it. And then it's like, okay, now it comes into my awareness. I don't know, is that a dog? Although I think you can usually tell a dog if it's a dog. I mean, some people would say that his breed looks like a fox, but when you actually see a fox, they're much longer. They've got more white on them. You know, G knows that I know dog breeds a lot better. And the other day, anyway, the other day, I was kind of surprised you walked away. I saw somebody. We saw somebody walking a dog, and he goes to me, "What kind of dog is that?" And I said, "I don't know, some sort of mutt." But would it maybe make more sense to say, I don't see a dog. I don't know if there is a dog nearby. I see the dog. Welcome to grammar class at 10 at night, folks. No, just kidding. No, I mean, hey, I have technical writing training. I have no diagnosis of autism. So when I hear that, speaking of how we interpret things, you know, and again, there's different reasons why different people interpret. And again, individuality is a really nice thing. But when I hear you say you have no diagnosis of autism, might you actually be saying, I might have it, I might not? I don't know. I'm not diagnosed. I mean, I do think we know ourselves the best. And I do think that a lot of people in the field of diagnosing people are tainted by how much they see in their career and are so quick to want to diagnose and then subscribe medication, although I don't know if there's really a medication for autism. Although if we say it's on the ADHD spectrum, then there is. That, or, you know, of the mind. So although I understand how a diagnosis makes, you know, can be important or it can be helpful, I would say that it's okay to somewhat self-diagnose. I have occasionally wondered if I might be a hypochondriac, but I don't think I am. I'm just very aware of what my body feels and have some knowledge. And I believe the internet to a level. I know that some people say, the doctors say it because they want you to come to them. I know that some people say that, oh, don't just going on the internet to look up your symptoms or whatever. But I think, again, if you're able to process what it's saying and say, no, that doesn't sound like it, that does, this is where I think I'm not one. Because if I was one, I'd say, okay, so I guess that's going to happen. And I guess I have that. And you know, and I don't do that, you know. I'm giving examples to define words. Ambiguity is knowing that you don't know if it's there or not there. Such as, you may not believe in mediums because you don't necessarily see the angel. So in that sense, I would almost kind of classify it as some slight skepticism and maybe a neutrality. Yes, I think so. Just going to put the phone down for a moment. Second person is welcome to join in on this deep and philosophical topic or topics. I don't know if I have any more musical energy. I had one more song lined up, but I kind of have some other things open now I want to look at. And G will be down here soon. So I feel like it could be, this topic could also go into like spectrums of various things. That was funny though when you said you were giving an example, and I thought you were responding to me showing our dog. And you're like, I don't know if that's a dog. I was like, it is. Take another look. You know. Although he is laying very close to the arm of the chair, and he's got a blanket near him, and it's kind of hard to tell, but. Talking about ambiguous language. I can't know what someone means if the language. You know what? At the end of the day, though, I really think it's the knowledge of knowing that it's okay to ask questions, ask for clarification if you don't understand something. Nobody is going to understand somebody in writing or in person or out loud, although out loud should make it a bit easier, I think, if they communicate well all the time. That's not realistic to expect, right? But so yeah, no shame in asking, can you clarify this? Or what I hear is this, is that what you mean? Like I did a little earlier, right? Then it's not a matter of ambiguity. It's a matter of, working to understand each other, right? Because we all want that, right? We all want to be understood. Also, out of curiosity, because there's two other people who have been here for a while, and I'm not too sure if they're hesitant to join in or if they have commented. Do you see other comments other than what's the comment? How can I ask a reasonable question about a sentence that I find no meaning? There's always meaning. There's always meaning. And naturally, the brain is going to do its best to interpret something and then react in one of, let's see how many ways. 1, feel uncomfortable and avoid it. 2, feel curious and ask questions. Or 3, feel like they very strongly understand and go with that, whether they say it or not, But I think that we always have to allow for a bit of possibility that we might have understood wrong. And then, clarify. For me, I tell it like it is. I speak very openly, I feel like. And so I think that you can probably understand what I'm saying most of the time, because I think I articulate very well. And I also am fairly aware of myself when I think, oh, I don't know if that made sense, or maybe I should word that differently. I don't know what they call that communication, thoughtful consideration, maybe. I don't know. But if have you noticed that I'm kind of like that? So yeah, that's me. I only see meaning doesn't, and then I think this is about the rest of what we're talking about, doesn't exist independently of the observer. And what I interpret that to mean is that it's also defined by whom or what is being observed. Yeah, there's always two sides to a coin, right? To use, for lack of a better phrase. And that might be an ambiguous statement. I do actually use it fairly often. Not because I don't think I use good phrasings, but sometimes it's like for lack of a different word. It's like I'd like to choose a different one, but it didn't come quick enough. This is what we got, so there you have it. So to the other person that are here, I'm hoping that the other two, I hope that you're enjoying the conversation. feeling good vibes. If you have a song request, feel free to put. G will probably be playing piano shortly. But I am at 53%. And yeah, if you haven't liked yet, please do. It's easy to do, and I appreciate the appreciation. And how's that for an ambiguous statement? You think that's not ambiguous? Okay, I'll take your word for it. It might not be, you know. Anyway. However, you two that aren't the one who's mainly chatting, if you are sitting here judging us, saying they're talking about stupid stuff, they're not making any sense, blah, 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 I don't really like them. There's lots of other to be rude, but there is. We want people to be who are here, who are enjoying being here. No, it's defined by who is listening, watching, meaning is dependent. But just above that, you said is not independently of the observer. Does not exist independently of the observer. No, it's defined by who is listening, watching. The person who is listening and watching can be the same person, but sometimes watching is silent, as we are seeing by the two above, by the seams of it. And so sometimes it can be two different people or more. I am really enjoying this conversation, actually. It's interesting. You know, it's got some depth to it, that's for sure. It's like I say, not the kind of conversation that most people will will initiate or even be in. So I'm just putting lotion on again. And if I don't know if I know why that would be. Do you have any guess? Well, they're not smart enough. No, just kidding. Just kidding. No offense to anybody. No, but do you have another guess, perhaps? Reality. Again, that is such a big word that means so many different things. I'm sure that there are some things about your reality that you enjoy and appreciate. And I don't think that you would say the word absurd to something that you enjoy and appreciate. So, and I feel that fairly strongly about any of us, you know. Read that comment. I don't know how they would. Hello again to the guy who has lived in the place where that bear originated. Do you know where that is without Googling it? Has lived. Reality is much bigger than I think you're aware. You know, it's kind of funny. That sounded funny, didn't it? I'm just kidding. I know you're saying hi to him. And you know, it's such a demoralizing name that bear has, right? But anyway, and actually, there was somebody, a young cancer patient, something Bear was his name, who may only have a few more, like not long to live, is donating his organs. Anyway, it's interesting that you say that, Autopoiesis. I didn't say you were a bot. Thanks for letting me know. It's interesting that you say that, Autopoiesis, because but now your name makes so much sense. No, because but what is your first name, out of curiosity? Because no offense to you at all, because you know I'm not trying to be that way, but I was thinking that you. I didn't say you were. I don't think there's any doubt on that. You're feeling like a person, a very sophisticated, communicating in a certain type of way type of person. That does sound a little bit body. Like that's not your first name. Unless your first name is OTTO, actually. Anyway, but I was sitting here thinking that I feel reality is very big and vast, and you were making it sound smaller than that. But now you think that you feel that reality is bigger than you think I realize. Oh, I know how big reality is. Thank you. Again, I said I'm a very aware person, right? Anyway, we've got 4 people here. 2 of them are in the comments. The other 2 can feel free to join in. 3 people here. And if you have a song request before we wrap up, feel free to let me know. I'm really curious to hear you say something about the music that I did. And please don't say it was ambiguous. Again, I mean, I don't mean to say again, but I said again. Anyway, I won't say it again. I won't say again. And can I call the other individual in the comments something else, please? Could you call yourself something? I mean, you can be a fan of that character. Can you call yourself something else that would be a bit more flattering to you, perhaps? Like, what's your first name? I'm not saying that it's not that cartoon or whatever you want to call it is not cool. Steph. Oh, okay. Well, that's very interesting. The last funeral I was at was for a Steph. I would wonder what you think about dance, Autopoiesis. Dance, it's unless it's too lyrical music, is usually an interpretive thing, right? I'm deep in the model of human awareness and have an expansive understanding of how people create reality. It's amazing. You liked my music. Okay, well, I was doing covers, but I appreciate that. Yeah, and I also, here's an interesting fact about the place that bear is from. Again, I've lived there. I know things. I've lived there. There is a couple that I'm very curious what you guys are going to say to this. There was a couple that was the first lesbian couple or same-sex couple. Yes, there's a difference. Let's not be ambiguous. I think that I'm just practicing my usage of the word. Although I actually think that's very unambiguous. But again, I'm still wrapping my head around it. Anyway, who were the first legally married in that city. And one of them's name was Steph Doogie. Her service dog passed away not that long ago. She used to take it to do Zumba with her. There's no dance without the dancer, no dancer without the dance. Love that statement. Are you human and are you dancing? Are you a dancer in this world? Yeah, that funeral that I'd been at, in 38s, and it's 3 and 8. If you haven't liked it, please do. It was very interesting. She was a dance instructor, dual citizen, American Canadian. I had her goddaughter in my as a teacher ages ago, and she passed away many months ago. But they wanted it to be outside in a garden setting. Or a lot of it, most of it was. And the reason for that was, sorry, I'm just running lotion on again. I don't know why my hands get so in need of it sometimes. I think they design it that way. Even this cocoa butter stuff, it's like they make you need it more. Anyway, so they had what was called landscape dancers. And they... I wish I could show you a little bit about what that would look like, but nothing overly fancy. I don't think it was done to music. I'm trying to get my charger to being stupid. He might just have to do one on his own device, and I plug this in upstairs, I think, at this point. Anyway, so they had landscape dances, and they had 3 different rows traveled in. And they had 2 or 3 different rows, including the one that I knew. And they pretty much did different poses. Almost like Tai Chi. It was very interesting. Talk about food, talk about bears. I can't believe G said the other day, is a panda bear a bear? Did you know that somebody has the name Panda? Maybe more than one person, but anyway, I said, of course it's a bear. Anyway, there's no dance. Okay. It's just, can you change your name to Steph? Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. I seen you playing piano earlier and I thought you were great, and I was scrolling through and see you again. I remember you being here. I don't remember you saying anything about the piano playing, though, so thank you for saying it now. Yeah, no, she was in her 50s. Honestly, honestly and truly, she wasn't someone that I had known very closely. I think it was, like I say, her goddaughter that taught the class. And, but she was present a couple times. I think it was as her goddaughter was starting her teaching career. And I went for a few reasons. One, nice setting. Two, the person was available to bring me. Three, although it was months ago, they didn't have it till a week or two ago. Four, an opportunity to get to know her more, which could initiate my ability to channeling. Five, or possibly six, five, I think. Who don't like free food? I mean, seriously. And right now we've been struggling. Thankfully we still have the house and we have some items on consignment out of place, and I might be starting a business soon and this and that. But it's appreciated, and I feel like she kind of said to me, if you feel like you'd like to be there, you're welcome to be there. Same with Kim, who passed away. She was in a bus accident while she was traveling with her partner, who she'd been with for 3 or 4 years. It was her first vacation either ever or with that spouse together. And she was on a charter bus, and her and 3 or 4 others passed away. Many were injured. Her spouse survived, I think. And so I was able to make my way down make my way there to the funeral. And yeah. Actually, I think the red panda are true pandas, and I think I've heard of them, but I'm more used to the black and white ones. But both are bears. When you said, "Are you sure it's a bear?" I said, "Are you sure a koala bear is a bear?" But anyway, you don't know where that bear's from, do you? Winnipeg. Now, G is downstairs, but I've been, as you both, I believe, are aware, battling with the fact that trying to keep this at above 50% and worrying, will it go off at 30 or 40, as I think it's done before, or some devices have, or not. But G's down here before 11. Maybe he'll do his meditative flute and piano thing. I have a song open on the piano right now. I forget what it is. Oh, right, yeah. Although, it'd be the first time he's ever played it. It's just the chords. I'm sure he'd do it fine, but I wouldn't want y'all to judge him or anything. So maybe he'll look at that afterwards. And then I know he wants to look through some music books, but quite honestly, luckily my headache hasn't gotten any worse. And, the longer we're up, the more we can sleep in. I personally am always for that, especially since tomorrow is supposed to be a rainy day. But I know he wants to look through a bunch of sheet music. Oh, no, where are you from, Steph? Because here is, speaking about, oh my gosh, and has Bert passed away? Because I feel like this is a sign that a sign that an angel would give, because, what do you call it? It's called Australian Sweet. Is the origin of the bear, and the story is a childhood toy of Walt Disney. Anyway, Winnipeg. I've lived there. But I really think, they should have given him a different name. Anyway. So, would you like to play an Australian ditty, a pan flute, and piano meditation, and then I'm going to plug in my device?
Sure.
Okay. You guys, are you ready for this? And we've already addressed both of the people's names in this, but we have been having quite the discussion about language and ambiguity. What else did it? It was so deep. I don't remember.
That's afterwards when you remember, it doesn't seem that deep. that wasn't a nice thing to say. Oh, how nice.
Blinded by the light, wrapped up like a goose to hold a roller in the night.
Oh, wrapped up. Is that what the lyric is?
Wrapped up in a noose.
I always.
Oh, he's also a musician, or at least used to be. Electric guitar. Something called what's it called? Oh, he was talking about diminished sevenths and octaves and augmented. And yeah. So if you want to say anything on any of those things, you'll get a different response from G about them.
You will.
Because he's his own person.
I are my own person. And I think that the lens is.
By the way, I should state, as far as being particular about language, he's also a goof. We both are.
I'm particular about
He,
everything except for some things.
Sometimes even turns into Yoda, so.
True that is.
You must have so much fun with Yoda speak. But no, I avoid it. What about Pig Latin?
Pig Latin.
Utnate to the Uye. Remember that from high school?
Yes, I remember.
Our English teachers were so proud of us.
Oh.
Actually, maybe they didn't know.
Your teachers probably knew about Pig Latin because I knew about Pig Latin.
Why is it
when I
called
was a
Pig?
kid.
What are you doing?
Why
Why is it called Pig Latin? There's no
because
pigs involved.
It's not Latin, but maybe to some people the sound.
Is that Ed Sheeran?
It could have been. I wasn't looking. I was intending to bring up the clock. Just because I like to see how long they've been playing the thing.
But I just
wanna
wish this
see-
was at a higher charge, but anyway.
It's at 50%. That should be okay.
Yeah, but you know the thing I said, right?
Yeah, but I think this one's relatively new and its battery is still relatively new. So we have here the Australian Suite by George Fiala, George. He was originally born in Czechoslovakia, and I forget where he ended up. It just wasn't Czechoslovakia. I've only played one of these pieces actually in advance, but we'll see. They look relatively simple for the most part.
You had a beverage lately, G?
This is Black Swan.
Are you still there, Auto Voices? But it only says one, I think.
That's rather pretty, I thought. Pianistic, I guess we would say. Sounds good on the piano. This is Koala, I think somebody was asking. Robin is the origin of Pooh Bear, and the story is to tell the toy.
We already addressed that.
Walt Disney. Oh, okay. You mentioned that Winnie is named after Winnipeg. Okay.
Yep.
Yes, we're so famous. Adagio, koala.
If she has anything,
So you wanted me to do a flute meditation.
that would be Bless from the past.
You wanted a flute meditation, I think, what flute piano meditation?
Oh, yeah, and voices, if yours are there, I really think you should put the music and get back into it. So, there. Oh, is Zach live? Huh.
The stack of pan flutes is big. Your tablet's here. I'm going to turn your tablet off. Or try to. There. I've turned off the tablet. Nobody seems to be here at the moment, but that's okay. Is there anybody there? Are you still awake? No, thank you for the ninth like, whoever gave me that. That, of course, was a medley of a whole bunch of things, including, but probably not limited to, Oh Shenandoah, Stand By Me, Brahms' Lullaby. Oh, your people are leaving as I recite the list. If there's any I've forgotten, you can say, well, there were two, now there's only one. Any case, I'm just being silly. But yeah, and what was I? A theme from the New World Symphony. Can't omit that. That's what I ended on. That's Butterfly Shack. And it's still at 46%. That's impressive. Only a 4% drop. So the rest of what I was planning to, well, he wanted me to play key, that is being C, not to be confused with G, that being me. In any case, was to play Remember Me. I bet you there's more than one piece by that name. This particular one is copyright 1932 by Metro Goldwyn Mayer. And here it is. This person who owns this really was proud of the fact that she owned it, because she wrote her name on it 3 places. Here at the top, here at the side, and here right across his face, signed and dated. Me, Buke, place in a province. How's that for anonymity? She's probably long dead now. Hilda Irene Robinson, Dubuque, Saskatchewan. Yes, January 7th, 1933. All of their sheet music, and I have this great stack underneath the piano on one side, and a greater stack on the right-hand side, and then a further stack in a box, and then further rising like mountains in the distance are the singing bowls, actually. No, actually, there's a big bookcase over here, feet tall, full of music, and music here along the wall. It's my own fault I have so much music, and if I can retire, then I'll have time, maybe, to do it. But there's also things like housework I found in yard work. Maybe I'll never have enough time to do all the things I want. Oh my gosh, I need to be not immortal, but just longer lived. Any case, here we are. Remember Me. It's a beautiful waltz in the key of E flat major. It's got whites, but I'm probably better off not trying to sing it because I've not sung it before. We'll have no tears at parting. We'll have no regret. Well, maybe I can give it a try. Slow waltz tempo. as when love was starting. I You get the general idea. Somebody did. Everybody's left. Oh, they came back. I think I could just do an instrumental for one when other lips and other eyes speak tenderly, beneath the moon, sunlight and shade, remember But if you can, no matter when, you chance to be when you're away, my heart will say, remember me. Something like when you're away, how close of day, remember me. When shadows fall, my heart will fall, remember me. When other lips, and other eyes speak tenderly, sunlight in. What month was that? June. Billows may come and go, all roads lead so cold and whisper low. Does all refrain, but if you can, no matter when, you chance to be when you're away, my heart will say, remember me. Something like that. I hammed it up a little bit there. You might have noticed. So that's Remember Me it's kind of fun. Of course, I had an awful lot. Well, oopsie. It's at 43%. He wants to put an end to the fun. I could always come back with my own cell phone.
Well, only because I want to sleep in, but I don't know.
He doesn't know. I was having fun.
There's two other people here that don't seem to be saying anything, so.
Well, that's okay. Sometimes people just want to be entertained and not say anything. Sometimes people are. I don't know. But it's true. Sometimes some people seem to get more comments than others.
I'm not saying that even.
Oh, I just looked at some, like.
Oh, there is a ninth like though.
Yes,
I think that just showed up.
No, that was there for a little while. I mentioned.
Okay,
it.
well, thank you.
Yes, I thanked them.
Anywho's, I'll wrap up. Yeah, I guess it's true. He was down in there. We're coming back. I'll tell him again. You know that. Go back or just saying, yeah, you we couldn't answer a simple question like an hour. You know, it's not like we lived in the same place, and it might be, a little too personal. And whatever else. So, sorry. Okay, the person left.